on glass. All righty. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our November 2024 Bexar County Board of Education board meeting. We're thankful for everyone in attendance and everyone that's watching online. Thank you for joining us tonight. Before we get started, I'm going to ask Mr. Bailey if he will open us up in a word of prayer, and then we will have the Appalachia High School JROTC cadets present the colors. So if you'll please stand with us.
Please join me in prayer. Lord, we just thank you for today. We thank you for life itself. Lord, we lift up the Kelly family and all that they've been through over the last several weeks. And the good news is that we believe Clay is on the road to recovery. Be with his doctors, be with his family, and Lord, we know it's just a day-by-day thing, and just ask you to give them strength, to help them get rest. Lord, that the doctors do what they need to do. Lord, we thank you for our school staff, our students especially, Lord. We lift up them and their families. We have troubling times now, and we just, Lord, no matter what happens with the election tonight, that, Lord, if I wake up tomorrow, you're still going to be on your throne, and that gives me a sense of peace, and I hope it does everybody else. Lord, just be with us as we make decisions tonight that will honor and glorify you and be what's best for our students. So I ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Mark. Mark time. Mark. Base of the left. March. Forward. March.
Thank you so much, cadets. You may be seated. All righty, at this time, I'd like to call for a motion to approve the minutes from the October 1st, 2024 regular board meeting and the October 29th, 2024 work session and called board meeting.
So moved. Second.
Ms. Stevens, Ms. Maloof, all in favor? Okay, motion passes. Next, I'd like to call for an approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved. Second.
Ms. Maloof, Ms. Kelly, all in favor? Okay, motion passes. And lastly, I'd like to call for approval of the consent agenda items that were presented to us last week.
Second.
Ms. Hendricks, Ms. Stevens, all in favor? All right, motion passes. At this time, I'd like to call Dr. LaDuff down to the podium. He's got a few superintendent recognitions for us.
Good evening. We'd like to recognize two of our outstanding custodians in the district. First, I'd like to call up Julia Arauz. Julia is a day porter at Bear Creek Middle School, and I'd like to read a few words that her principal shared with us. Bear Creek is honored to recognize Julia for her outstanding dedication and exceptional service as a day porter. She's a vital part of our school, and she consistently demonstrates a level of commitment that goes above and beyond expectations. Whether it's ensuring classrooms and common areas are spotless, restocking supplies, or promptly addressing any concerns, her efforts contribute significantly to our overall success. Julia has a remarkable ability to anticipate the needs of our facilities, often addressing issues before they become problems. Beyond her daily responsibilities, Julia exemplifies a spirit of teamwork and camaraderie. Her willingness to assist others, whether it's helping to set up for an event or providing support in times of need, shows a commitment to our shared mission. Thank you, Julia, for being an invaluable part of the Bear Creek family. You truly make a difference every day. I think that's your baby out there, maybe. I don't want to keep you from her, so if you need to see her, that's fine. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate you. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Aaron Loza, Sims Academy. Aaron? Sims Academy would like to recognize and celebrate a remarkable member of its family, Aaron Loza. For nearly 2 years, Aaron has been an integral part of our team. His commitment and exceptional work ethic have made a significant impact on our school. Aaron's dedication to maintaining a clean and safe environment for our students and staff is truly commendable. He consistently goes above and beyond, ensuring that every corner of our school is spotless and welcoming. His attention to detail and proactive approach have not only enhanced our physical surroundings, but also uplifted our spirits. Beyond his professional duties, Aaron's friendly demeanor and willingness to lend a helping hand have endeared him to everyone at Sims. He embodies the values of hard work, reliability, and kindness, making him a role model for us all. We are incredibly grateful to have Aaron as part of the Sims family. On behalf of the Sims staff, thank you, Aaron, for your outstanding service and dedication. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Tonight, we want to recognize some community health providers who've made a difference in the lives of many. On September 4th, our community was forever changed. In the days, weeks, and months since the shooting at Appalachia, we have had hundreds of community providers reach out to support us through the trauma we have endured, and we are thankful for each of these. However, there are a handful of providers who went above and beyond, who have spent countless hours devoting their time and expertise to our students and staff. They have provided debriefing and grief counseling in the days immediately after the crisis. Groups have sent their own crisis teams to all of our schools across the district. School systems brought in their own PUP teams for therapeutic support. Local agencies are with us daily, providing therapy to our students and staff. A hospital system has provided therapy dogs, assessments, and therapeutic support to the schools in our district, and a group of trauma therapists continually provide EMDR sessions to our AHS community. To our providers we've invited and to those who made it here tonight, we want to thank you, and we want you to know that while the months and years ahead will be challenging to our community in many ways, having support from all of you has been and continues to be inspiring and motivating. We cannot do this work without you. Please come forward as we call your agency's name. Advantage Behavioral Health. Thank you. And next, we have Critical Incident Consulting. Thank you, Scott. Next, we have Effingham County Schools Pup Team. Gwinnett County Public Schools. Thank you all. Hey, how are you? It's been a long time. Good to see you. Thank you. Heartstone Therapeutic Healing and Coaching. Next, we have Laurelwood, Northeast Georgia Health Systems. Pathways Transitional Programs. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. Next, we have Pivotal Counseling. Project Aware, Northeast Georgia RESA. Thank you. Thank you. We have a lot of acronyms in education, but this next group has the coolest by far. School Social Workers Association of Georgia Crisis Team, SWAG. Social Empowerment Center. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other groups that are on our slide that are here tonight? We had a group that RSVP'd. There are a few more that weren't able to make it. I just want to make sure I don't miss anyone. Thank you all.
Thank you. I don't know if I can move this without breaking it. Okay. Thank you all so much. Tonight, we'd also like to recognize the community's response during and after September 4th, and that's our local community. We've created a webpage that lists organizations and people who contacted us to show support or offer help and services. This was from September 4th on. I mean, it was up into the close to 400s. So hopefully we haven't missed anyone. At the bottom of that webpage, there is a button that people can click that says, you know, if your name isn't on there, please let us know. But one group, we wish we could thank everyone face-to-face, but that's just not possible. But one group we really wanted to thank in person, and we're so thankful to have the honor, is the Winder Fire Department. Their teams responded quickly to another school on September 4th after rumored reports of a possible threat that was thankfully unfounded. We are grateful for their protection and partnership in keeping students and staff safe. Please join us at the podium and give them a round of applause for that.
Before we move on, on behalf of the board, I just want to say thank you to everyone. A lot of the people are from here that helped us. They grew up here, they work here, they live here. But there was a lot of people that didn't even know what Barrow County was or Winder, Georgia. Never set foot in Barrow County, but the collective love for people, we felt it. We felt the love, we felt the support. And so just thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything that everyone has done for our system over the last few weeks and months. So thank you again.
Good evening. I would like to invite up Jennifer Newkirk. Ms. Newkirk is the School Social Workers Association of Georgia District 9 President.
Thank you, Dr. Lowe. Board. I have the very distinct honor of presenting yet another distinguished member of our team, I am honored to work for Barrow County Schools. I am honored to work with this wonderful group of women who are dedicated to supporting everybody in this room, every student in all of our buildings, all the time. The School Social Work Association of Georgia, SWAG, is divided into districts. There are 10 of them. I'm the president of the 9th district, which we're a pretty big district. So every year, each district nominates a School Social Worker of the Year, and those School Social Workers of the Year go on to our state level competition. Last year, Miss Stephanie Bird was our district School Social Worker of the Year, so we have a nice little history of quality school social workers in Barrow County. This year, I am happy to award Laura Etheridge as our District 9 School Social Worker of the Year. And I just want to make it clear that Laura is so amazing. She was nominated before September 4th. That is how wonderful she is, and she has not stopped even after the events of September 4th at her school.
Well, good evening, Dr. LaDuff, members of the board, and families and community. I have the pleasure of being the CTAE director for our school system, and tonight I would like to invite up some of our HOSA teachers and our students, if you guys want to make your way up. We have some really dedicated healthcare teachers at all 3 of our high schools. And so you will hear from some of our teachers and some of our students tonight, as this is National HOSA Week. So I will introduce Miss Whitney Bailey. She is one of the healthcare teachers at Winder-Bear High School. And then the students will take it away. So thank you.
Good evening, distinguished Board of Education members, Dr. LaDuff, and Barrow County community. My name is Whitney Bailey. I have the honor and privilege of teaching healthcare science at Winder-Bear High School. In my teaching responsibilities, I also serve as advisor of the student organization HOSA, Future Healthcare Professionals. I have a unique connection to this student group, as I am a 2005 graduate of Winder-Bear High School, and I participated both as a member and an officer of HOSA as a health occupation student. I am also the proud daughter of District 6 Board of Education member, Mr. Ricky Bailey. This week is National HOSA Week, and as a way to promote and educate the stakeholders in our community and within our school system, we would like to present a little bit about what HOSA is. You will get to hear from each of the Barrow County High School HOSA chapters, and they want to tell you a little bit about HOSA and what we do in our community. We will begin with Winder-Bear High School HOSA President, Miss Anna Sinkfield.
Hello, my name is Anna Sinkfield. I am the current president of HOSA at Winder-Bear High School. Tonight I will be presenting to you what HOSA is as an organization and what it means for our chapters in Barrow County, including Winder-Bear High School, Appalachia High School, and Barrow Arts and Science Academy. I would like to start off by reading you the HOSA Creed. I recognize the universal need for quality, compassionate healthcare. I understand the importance of academic excellence, skills training, and leadership development in my career pathway. I believe through service to my community and to the world, I will make the best use of my knowledge and talents. I accept the responsibility of a health professional and to seek to find my place on a team equally committed to the well-being of others. Therefore, I will dedicate myself to promoting health and advancing healthcare as a student and leader and educator and a member of HOSA Future Health Professionals. This is something that all members of HOSA strive to follow as a student and as a person in society. Many of the values and ideas that we learn through HOSA is things that we will carry on in our career pathways and through life. Furthermore, the HOSA core values, learn, lead, serve, and innovate, and the HOSA tagline, a student-led association of future health professionals. While not all students will pursue a health profession, the values and skills learned during our time spent in HOSA will be utilized in whichever career pathway we decide to take. HOSA is about building the future, not only our own future, but the future of the society and community as a whole. We strive to serve others with compassion and respect, and to develop our knowledge and skills. HOSA assists students in their learning and understanding of the health science pathway. Barrow County is located in Region 2 out of 9 total regions in Georgia. Each region has a region representative, ours being Carter Macy. Georgia HOSA was established in 2000 and now serves over 15,000 members statewide. Winder-Barrow HOSA has been a charter member of HOSA since 2000. Our goals for Winder are to be rooted in our community, to compete in state-level competition, to educate and host healthcare-related events such as blood drives, teddy bear clinics, fitness wellness events, and more. We strive to improve leadership skills and provide an outlet for support in our community and others. I am your current president of HOSA at Winder-Barrow High School, and next year, whenever I leave off to college, I will pass my duties and responsibilities off to our president-elect, Savannah Lynch.
Hello, my name is Savannah Lynch, and I'm the current president-elect at Winder-Barrow High School. In the 2025-2026 school year, I will take on the responsibilities and duties of president. My job as the president-elect is to lead under our president and to assist her in leading the club. I will also take on any of her tasks in her absence. Our current public relations officer is Cora Rayborn, and her duty is informing and creating awareness and understanding and promoting a favorable attitude toward the HOSA organization. Our co-secretariats are Grecia Coronado Alvarez and Elizabeth Manning, and our jobs as officers are to serve HOSA in the best way we can under the president's direction. We are Winder-Barrow HOSA. I'm now going to pass it over to Appalachia.
Good evening, everybody. At Appalachia High School HOSA, our mission is to grow powerful leaders and healthcare professionals in our community through education, collaboration, and experiences. We strive to grow our community and help future health professionals be the best people they can be. My name is Angie Palma. I'm a current senior at Appalachia High School, and I serve as president at Appalachia. I've been in HOSA for 4 years, and as president, my job is to effectively lead our members to grow into powerful leaders and healthcare professionals in our school community. Our current vice president is Addison Jones, and she also serves as our officer of public relations. Our secretary is Meredith Martin. Our leadership committee, or otherwise known as officers in training, are Josiah Mann, Kalia Gordon, and Miguel Perici Orta. Some of the activities we do in Chief HOSA are host school blood drives, host teddy bear clinics at elementary schools, invite guest speakers from the industry, go on field trips throughout the school year, attend state conferences, participate in competitive events, and provide leadership opportunities for our members. And now I'll pass it on to Bassa HOSA.
Hello, my name is Kristen Ferris. I am the HOSA advisor at BASA. Obviously, we're a little bit newer chapter than Winder-Barrow, but we started in 2020 with, I believe, about 3 members, 4 or 5, and now we have upwards of 50 or so. So we've grown a lot, just like our school has, and we're thankful for all the interest we have at our school. These are some of my officers right here on the screen. I have one with me here. This is my president or co-president, Peyton Williams. We also have Allison Calhoun. Public relations is Catherine Leff and Megan Knight. Lucy Bugg is our secretary. Reyes Hernandez, our competitions officer, and community service is Mary Elizabeth Johnson. I just wanted to recognize those students that, even though they couldn't make it today. As you'll see, a lot of our schools have like overlap. We have a good relationship with our feeder schools, and each of our schools try to identify them and reach out to them. And thankfully now we have Austin Road next door, so that makes it a lot easier for us to set up things like teddy bear clinics, dental health like clinics and education events with them, and we're constantly looking for other ways to get involved with them. We kind of, all the HOSA chapters do the same, a lot of the same state events like conferences in the fall and the spring, and that's with students from around the state, so it's a great networking opportunity for our students to meet like-minded students throughout all the high schools in Georgia. Leadership development events that we try to get together on, and we collaborate with each other and are able to come up with some similar events, but we do all have a few nuances that are different within our club. And it's just really a great opportunity for our students to get a little bit more than what's just inside the classroom. They're able to travel, we're able to do these community service events, leadership events, community outreach, and you know, not just to enhance them as a person, but these things obviously look great as far as building their future careers and in college and whatever they pursue in the future. I just want to thank you for the support that we've had in the past from our district, that we're able to do these all these different things with the students, and appreciate your continued support in the future.
I know I'm back. The next item is to be continued. Thank you for your patience. We can't wait to recognize the communications team for award-winning videos, but we've had a few family emergencies on our team, so we're going to hold that until next month. So thank you.
Good evening, board members. Just want to echo the chair's statement. We could not do what we need to do for children without our community, and we are so grateful to have the partners that we continue to have stand behind us in our community. Mr. Chair, with your permission, I would like to invite Ms. Sue McCann and Ms. Carrie Maxey up. For tonight's Bold Spotlight, we are going to highlight Statham Elementary School.
Good evening, Dr. LaDuff, distinguished board members, community members, wonderful parents here. Thank you for getting your scholars to the board meeting. And I just want to say, I kind of brought the ASB, Associated Student Body, to Statham, but I don't deserve any of the credit. We've even been sidetracked with some of the things that have kind of happened, but we have some wonderful advisors, Ms. Maxey, Ms. Nunley, and Ms. Meehan. They're two fifth grade teachers that are also kind of taking this under. And I have to say how proud I am of our student leaders. It has been an absolute joy to see them just absolutely shine around the school. So I don't want to steal their thunder, but I do want to absolutely introduce you to them. So we have, of course, Miss Maxey, Miss Nunley, Miss Meehan cannot be here this evening. We have Kylie Armour, our president. Go ahead and do your wave. There you go. Abby Hood is our vice president. And then we have Oliver Monquady is our secretary. And Camila Bates is our treasurer. She's unable to attend. But I don't want to steal any thunder. So I will go ahead and pass the mic.
Awesome. All right. So, yes, like Ms. McCann said, we
have brought student council to our building this year. So if you, on our slide, these are not past pictures of previous student councils. If you know anything about our building and our wonderful little community of Statham, the building and the school itself has existed since 1906. In 1956, it transitioned from Statham High to an elementary school. We, as my students like to say, we cannot find any evidence of in the 1900s of there being a student council, but we'll keep looking for that in the 1900s. But I can confidently say this would be our first one in the 2000s. So I'm going to hand it over to, like Ms. McCann said, our actual officers. But these, in total, we have 7 fourth grade students participating in student council, and participating, Ms. Hood's going to tell you about what that means. They ran for it. They earned it. We have 10 fifth grade students, and we have 4 officers. So next up is Ms. Abby Hood to tell you how they got here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Abby Hood. I am a student of Statham Elementary, where I serve as vice president on our student council, and I am here tonight to talk with you about my process of being elected in the student council. First, I would like to say that student council provides a platform for students like me to develop important life skills and make a great impact in our school community. So I think that having a process to get elected is important. The first initial I had to take to be a part of student council was submitting my application, which required me to get 2 recommendations from 2 teachers, which I chose Ms. Meehan and Ms. Thompson, along with writing a paragraph of why I wanted to be part of student council. Afterwards, I had to give a speech to the 4th and 5th grade classes about why I wanted to be part of student council. And this was easy for me because I love to be a great role model for others when it comes to helping others along with making changes for the better. Once I completed that, the student body voted for who they thought was best, and I was grateful to be one of those students. Then the real event set in because all who were running had to campaign for where they wanted to be in office. So I made posters to put up around the school that said, "Don't blow it, vote Abby Hood for vice president," along with handing out blow pops to the student body. The last part of the process was the toughest, the waiting process to see if I was elected by the students to serve as their vice president. But once the wait was over and I found out I was elected, the toughness was worth it. I am so grateful to have been elected into student council and given the opportunity for student body to trust me. I would like to thank God for giving me the courage to do great things. I would also like to thank Ms. McCann and Ms. Maxey, along with all my teachers, for believing in me, and lastly, my family for always supporting me.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education. My name is Oliver, and I'm honored to be here as the secretary of our student council. I'd like to share a few of the activities we've done this year to support our school community and make a difference for both students and teachers. Our first event was a fun one for our teachers, a pumpkin hide and seek around the school. We had 6 pumpkins each, which we hid in different places like the teacher's lounge, a plant in the 4th grade hallway, and even on the book token machine. It brought a little excitement to their day, and it was our way of showing appreciation for everything they do for us. Next, we organized a veterans can-a-thon to help support the homeless in our area. For this, we visited pre-K through 2nd grade classrooms, asked teachers if they had cans their students had collected. It was a chance to bring the younger students into the spirit of giving and help them understand the importance of helping those in need. Finally, we were part of the PBIS celebration, an event for students who have shown good attendance, behavior, and grades. When helped make popcorn and organize a bingo games where students won prizes. It was rewarding to see students recognized for their hard work and good choices. And we enjoyed playing a part in making their day special. These events may seem small, but each one has been a step towards building a stronger, more connected school community. Thank you for giving me the chance to share our hard work, and I look forward to bringing even more ideas to life with the Student Council this year.
Good evening, Barrow County School System. My name is Kylie Armour, and I am the president of the Student Council at Statham Elementary. Some cool things that I bring to the table are mental health groups for kids in need and a buddy system for people who want to make friends. We have also been working with our therapist at our school, Miss Phillips, to help everything come to life. Some more cool things we have been waiting for is some things that students can help with in the lunchroom, like bringing back ice cream or helping with the school menu so children would want to actually eat the school food. We also have been talking about fixing the bathrooms because that has been a big problem at our school with the gaps in the stalls being too big or people looking under. We've been talking about many different things, but one of my favorites were the mental health groups, as I mentioned earlier. That has been one of our first things to do at Statham Elementary, and it has really been coming to life. I'm so glad I could have a little bit of your time to tell you some cool things that we have been doing at Statham Elementary for our first student council. Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity, and what a perfect day to have this presentation, right? Go out and vote. Okay, thank you. Great job, guys.
Parents, you guys should be so proud of those guys. Like, I'm ready in a few years to see their names going up and down the road and go cast my vote for all three of those guys. We're very proud to have some future strong leaders coming from Barrow County Schools. All righty, we're going to jump down into presentation and discussions, and we're going to start off with Ms. Houston with Business Services.
We may want to see how much this age-based tax exemption
good.
Well, if the board decides to opt out of House Bill 581, I wanted to show you the timeline. So we will need to vote to proceed with the opt-out on January 7th, 2025. So that's the first board meeting of 2025. And then we'll advertise on the 15th, and then we'll have 3 public hearings about the opt-out. Final vote on February 4th, and then we will deliver the opt-out, if that is the way the board decides to go, by February 28th of next year. And then the advertisement is there below that we would advertise in the paper. So I just wanted to keep this in front of the board so we can continue to talk about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now my normal board report here is our sales tax, $1,662,319 for the month of October. You can see over the years how this sales tax has come into us. Thank you so much, Barrow County residents, for shopping in Barrow County. This is our general fund summary. Our total revenues year-to-date is $53.6 million. Our total expenditures year-to-date, $67.7. Our revenues for the month of October, $17.1, and our expenditures for the month of October is $16.6 million. We are at 33% of the year, so we always like to see our revenues above the line and our expenditures below the line, but since we're collecting property taxes right now, in the next few months, we will see those revenues increase. And then we have our detail. If y'all have any questions, just stop me. Our special revenue fund, our year-to-date revenues, $5.7 million. Our year-to-date expenditures, $7.6 million. For our capital projects, our year-to-date revenues, $4.1 million. Our expenditures, $12 million. For our debt service, our year-to-date revenues, $6.6 million, and our expenditures, $2.6 million. And then this is the invoices between $10,000 and $74,999 as of October 18th, 2024. Do y'all have any questions at all that I can help you with? Thank you.
Thank you so much. All righty, next I'd like to welcome up Dr. Kurtz with Human Resources.
All right, thank you for sharing your time with me this evening. Here representing Human Resources Department, we have 2 information items to share with the board this evening. As we heard from and recognized a number of the community and actually region and statewide mental health providers supporting our staff and our students, we're trying to look at how to make entry into that and make access to those services as seamless and as easy as possible for our staff, while making sure we have high-quality staff in front of your kids teaching them every day. And so we have these 2 proposals together that we met with Appalachia to share this morning, and we'll share some of these with other schools. The first is an additional staff leave plan. Staff currently earn 100 hours of leave, 190-day staff do, so that's 12 and a half days every 10-month school year. They earn those hours towards sick leave. 3 days can be used for personal leave. But in addition to those, our proposal is to provide a 90-minute step away or opportunity for folks to go each week to a therapy session during non-instructional time, if it's approved by a principal or supervisor, to make sure there's not an IEP or some other scheduled requirement at that time. And this is designed to allow any full-time Barrow County staff sometime during the day to get to a therapy appointment. The idea being that 90 minutes would provide some travel time and some time for the appointment itself, while making sure that we're sort of minimizing the negative impact on our students by continuing to have, our incredible instructional staff there in front of our kids as much of the day as possible. The proposal at this point is to do that in all schools, to provide that to all of our staff so that they can do this. They would, of course, bring back documentation that they are indeed engaged in some kind of therapy or counseling services during that time. And at the end of the year, we'll track that and take a look at where we are, how well that's been used, if that's been valuable to folks. At that time, we can have a discussion whether that's something we continue into the future. Any questions about the additional leave plan moving forward? All right, along those lines, paying for therapy can be quite a stressor, and so we're trying to use therapy to remove stress, not add stress. You know, you heard from a number of folks, and one of them, there are community resources, there are folks here volunteering. Scott Dakin was here, and he works with Ministry Village. They've got 11 providers that will provide free therapeutic supports. We also have worked closely with our employee assistance provider. They used to have a cap on that, and for faculty and staff at Appalachia, there is no cap on a number of visits they can get. So all of those things are at no cost. However, that's not ideal in every situation. Sometimes staff members may have had an existing relationship with a therapist that may have been very valuable, and starting over with that's not always helpful. We do have health insurance, as we talked about benefits last week. You know, that's subsidized significantly by the Board of Education here, the health insurance for our staff, so that they can see those other providers as a part of their overall benefits package. But there are still co-pays and deductibles and things like that causing additional stress. Immediately after the September 4th tragedy, our insurance company would cover for the first 14 days therapeutic services. So we started a plan where we were covering those services and have continued that. We didn't have a lot of folks using it, actually, and so we shared with Appalachia this morning a more refined plan on how that would work, making sure it's as streamlined as possible. So what we've shared is that for staff reimbursements for Appalachia staff, we would ask that they apply, for their insurance first, and then we shared information on the Georgia Crime Victims Compensation Fund, which will cover up to the first $3,000 in expenses, and after that, we have an employee portal, employee self-serve portal, where folks can enter their receipts for their co-pays as well as the proof that insurance was filed, and our finance department will reimburse those costs through the remainder of this year. Again, we'll evaluate that program. We're hoping some more people take us up on it and are getting their mental, emotional health needs taken care of in this time. Any questions about those supports?
I do have a question. What is the district's portion of the cost of health insurance for a teacher?
The district portion, so the district does pay a good bit of that. For a teacher is $21,120 a year. That's $1,760 each month that the district pays for a teacher's health insurance. It's a little less for a classified person. That is currently $16,650 for the year. It is $1,195 up until December each month, and then it'll jump up to $1,580 a month starting in January.
Okay. Is that cost the same every year, or does it fluctuate from year to year?
For classified staff, it has been rising in the last 3 years. Certified staff jumped to that number 3 years ago, and we expect some additional rise in classified at least until it gets to that 21,120 number. So this next year, we expect that there will be additional increases to get all the way up to that 21,120 a year number. So there's a significant amount of the compensation package that goes towards that for staff.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Other questions? Thank you, by the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kurtz. All right, at this time, I'd like to invite up Ms. Vallis as we enter into the request to appear portion of our meeting.
Good evening again. Tonight we have 4 requests to address our Board of Education. Before we welcome them to the podium, please keep in mind Board Policies BCBI and BCBI-R1, which summarize state, the Barrow County Board of Education values public input about topics concerning our schools. Only residents of our district, representatives of organizations in our district, our student families, or school system employees may address the board. Each speaker is given 3 minutes and is asked to be civil and refrain from disparaging remarks concerning BCSS staff or that violate privacy laws. The board may stop a speaker if guidelines are not followed. The The board will take each speaker's comments and questions into consideration. However, no action will be taken at the meeting. Generally, board members will not respond to questions or comments, but may if they choose to do so. Now we invite our first speaker, Rachel Lehner. Please also restate your name before you begin. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Rachel Lehner. I am a math teacher at Appalachia High School. On September 4th, my classroom shared a wall with the room where the gunshots began. And I'm haunted by the sounds of those gunshots, the screams of that classroom, and all the sounds of terror from that day. It was said that due to the commendable, exemplary reactions of the teachers and staff that day, the time of terror was minimal. I'm here today to discuss this idea of time and how you as a district can help the heroes of Appalachia High School. At the last board meeting, it was proudly stated that 95% of staff showed up to work on September 4th for our reopening. It was not mentioned that if staff members did not come to work, we would have to take personally earned sick time. Since September 16th, we have been directed to take our earned sick time if we cannot be physically in the building with no plan for reimbursement. As teachers, we can use our sick time we save to retire early, so many of us value this earned time as equivalent to our pay. Today on November 5th, a proposed sick leave plan was presented to our staff. The proposed sick leave plan allows any staff member to step away for 90 minutes once per week if they have no duties or responsibilities for students. Basically, one planning period to step away to do one therapy session per week. While this plan may help employees who have loved ones at Appalachia, it is not enough to help the Appalachia staff with significant PTSD. The policy requires staff to return to work the same day or use earned sick time. For Appalachia staff, some of our therapy sessions are intense, and returning to the location of our trauma immediately after is not conducive to healing. My proposed solution to this hole in the current policy is to give each Appalachia staff member employed on or before September 1st an additional 5 mental health days not tied to TRS to cover their trauma processing needs. These 5 days could be used at the discretion of the Appalachia staff member. It could be for days when we feel physically sick from anxiety on the drive to work, or when we have a panic attack at work because someone accidentally slammed a door. 5 mental health days are a respectful starting amount of time to ease the burden Appalachia staff may feel when debating on coming to work in tears or taking time to heal. We differentiate our teaching styles, learning environments, and materials to what's most equitable for our students. I'd argue the same principle applies to our mental health needs as a staff. The Appalachia staff lost colleagues and students at their place of work, and our traumas may require more support than those in other district locations. We are grateful that substitutes have been available in hallways for our short-term needs, and this version of support proves that BCSS understands our unique situation and the differentiated needs of the Appalachia staff. Trauma cannot have a one-size-fits-all approach. We love our students, and we want our best for them. We demonstrated that on September 4th when we held their hands, hugged them, and told them it would be okay. We want to be able to do our jobs and to be 100% for our students. You need me to stop?
You can finish.
Okay, I'm almost done. I got one sentence. We want to be able to do our jobs and to be 100% for our students, but we also need to be able to process our trauma without the fear of losing the time we earned before this event happened to us. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to discuss this with anyone at greater length if needed.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Sean Schultz.
Hello, members of the board, community members. I'm Sean Schultz, community member, stakeholder, most importantly, a father of a student. I spoke with you guys last month, and since then, it's been the same story, unfortunately. As a parent, it's beyond concerning that there's been no action proactively to prevent this from happening again. We're hearing from staff members now how deeply they've been affected. So have 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old children. But yet all we're offering them is reactive measures still. It's been recently stated at the work session that we're still researching what, if any, And the fact that if any is still on the board is beyond disgusting. It's beyond disappointing, and it's unacceptable. The fact that the school has now blocked my child's internet use, so he cannot even text me during the day. I can't check his location, and I think all of us parents that were there in that moment understand how valuable that was to us. I don't know if that's a policy coming from here or from the school specifically. Again, unacceptable. It was a student that called first responders first. It was a student that alerted police what was happening. Now those students can't even reach out. Now there's no way for my son to let me know he's okay, unless he happens to walk outside of the building. It was also said that the counseling services being provided are free. That's not been the case. The Community Crisis Fund has recently released their first set of grants, $116,000. $20,000 went to the ministry that's providing free services. Also, like the HR fellow said, they're not being used. That means it's not effective. $20,000 is enough money for something to happen. Whether that something is clear to mesh book bags, whether that something is a start on metal detection, whether that something be student ID badges. I've spent the last month from the last board meeting with as many parents, students, community members as I possibly can. All of us seem to feel pretty similar. Not everybody's willing to stand up and say it. It feels like we're fighting against a giant that seems to really lack empathy for our situation. It feels to us that we're not being heard. Last board meeting, 11 people stood up and spoke. Out of that 11, 9 of us said the same thing. And out of those 9, we're all still disappointed. We still have the exact same copy and paste emails coming to us when we reach out. We all hear the exact same thing anytime we spoke up. We all see the same lack of action to protect our children, our staff, the people that educate our children. The fact that teachers are given 90 minutes one time a week is beyond me. I cannot make sense of that. And much like the teacher that came up and spoke said, how do you go from revisiting what could possibly be the most traumatic experience of your life to walking back to teaching my child? These kids are not learning right now. They're so distracted from their education because anytime the door slams, they jump and hide. Anytime somebody drops a water bottle, they duck and cover. What type of environment are we providing them by just saying we're here to react again? So I ask you guys to please take into consideration implementing something proactively for my child, for their children. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz, for coming tonight.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Tanya Brown.
Hey, my name is Tanya, and I'm probably just going to reiterate some of what Sean said and the teacher just said. But first and foremost, before the tragedy occurred at Appalachia High School, my child, she attended Heyman Morris. These same group of students, they had presented with threats of a shooting being done at the school. I went to the school several times. I've even called the board several times before this incident happened. And I was told, oh, we're prepared for this. If nothing like that would happen, it's just kids being kids. And so now here we are, freshman year, September 4th, 2024. 4 people were murdered. 9 others were shot. 2 of the kids that were shot was friends with my daughter. The little boy, he rode to school with that rifle rolled up in a poster, and he carried it into the school. And so we ask about metal detectors, and you guys say this is something that we need to think about. This is not something that is guaranteed. The same way that the metal detectors are not guaranteed, it's not guaranteed when you're standing outside the building in the mornings. The same way the teacher gets anxiety when she goes to the school, I get anxiety when my daughter goes to school. I no longer allow her to ride the school bus. I either drop her off or I take an Uber to drop her off and return home because I don't feel confident in the actions being taken. So I'm just going to go ahead and read what I have because I can go on and on and on. My name is Tanya. I'm a parent of an Appalachia High School student, and I stand here today. I'm angry. I'm disappointed. Like I said, 4 lives were lost, and the district took for granted that something detrimental would happen. After speaking with several parents, faculty, and students, I can confidently say many of us, we feel ignored. We feel diminished. We feel like the lives, they don't matter. They're not important to you guys. And as a community, we're left without any answers, just emails, refer to the website, smiles, no answers. The safety plan that you guys have placed on the internet is vague, is not detailed enough, and it does not give us answers. And on 10/9 at your work session, you stated that you guys were going to engage the entire community for feedback. Well, when is that going to happen? And also, the gentleman that said that he said that you guys were going to consider safety enhancements, if any. Stating if any means that you are okay with what happened and that no change needs to be done. Safety measures definitely need to be implemented, and it shouldn't take until 2025 for you guys to do something different. You guys rushed the children to go back to school, not only the children, the faculty as well. And you guys did not provide accurate safety measures. When we went to the school and they had their open house, when I asked about how long the security was going to be there, the police presence, I was told indefinitely. The very next week, they were not there. And then you guys had a meeting and said there were going to be 8 extra SRO officers, 3 at Appalachia. Well, when I spoke to my daughter, many of the students and the teachers, they said that they haven't really noticed any extra security around the school. And I'm just going to try to hurry up and wrap it up because I know you guys said 3 minutes, but I'm really trying to figure out why you guys decided that it was a good idea to cut off the Wi-Fi. If the kids weren't able to contact us through text, phone, the authorities wouldn't have been contacted, the parents wouldn't have contacted, and that little monster of a human being would have taken more lives than just 4. They need to be able to communicate with the outside world while they're in that school. Not just the students, but the faculty as well. They're all dealing with traumas, and I want you all to put yourselves in our shoes. If it was you, if it was your child, if it was your husband, if it was your wife that was at that school that lost their lives, could you honestly say that you are okay with what has been done in order to increase the safety? Can you honestly sit there and say that everything is okay? Or would you want someone to fight and do something differently? Because our kids are still going there, these teachers are still going there, and they still have to face these same traumas on a daily basis.
Thank you so much, Ms. Brown.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Layla Contreras. You might want to hold it.
Okay. Good evening, board members, superintendent, and community members. My name is Layla Renee Contreras, lead organizer for Change for Chi and an alumna of Appalachia High School. This cause is deeply personal to me, not only because I am part of this community, but because my own mother and sister were there that day. They experienced the fear and chaos firsthand, and it is this very experience that drives me to speak out for urgent, meaningful action to prevent future tragedies. 8 weeks have passed by since that horrific day, yet little has changed to protect our students and staff. At the last meeting, I spoke on several straightforward, feasible measures: a clear bag policy, AI-enhanced metal detectors, transparent communication on the district's website, and mental health support for staff. I hoped these ideas would be a springboard for immediate action, but here we are, still waiting for meaningful change. Our teachers, who were on the front lines during that terrifying day, are being only given 90 minutes during their planning period for mental health sessions. Planning time is crucial for preparing lessons, not revisiting trauma. Expecting teachers to process the events of that day and then immediately return to teaching is neither fair to them nor beneficial for their students. What's worse, they are pressured to use their limited sick leave if they need more time to recover. For many, job security is tied to staying silent about these needs. No one should feel afraid to speak out about their well-being. It's disheartening to see that other districts are already implementing proactive safety measures while Barrow County lags. Our students, teachers, and staff were the ones who experienced this tragedy firsthand. Why are we not leading with courage and urgency? The school governance teams were given a tuning protocol to assess and report on safety measures, which was supposed to provide insights for the community. However, while other schools in the county, like Winder-Barrow High School, have shared their results, Appalachia High School has yet to upload any findings on the district's e-transparency website. This lack of follow-through is frustrating and raises serious questions about the commitment to keeping families informed and engaged in the process. I must also address the ongoing lack of transparency. Today's meeting, where families could voice their concerns and advocate for their children's safety, is buried on the district's website, requiring community members to dig through pages just to find the meeting information. And even then, any mention of safety enhancements is vague at best, making it difficult for concerned parents and students to stay informed. The school governance meetings are limited to only a few voices, leaving many parents, students feeling unheard. Why are we forcing families to search so hard for information, especially after such a tragedy? The Barrow County community, Change for Chi, and Guardians of Barrow have come together to demand action, not as a reaction to the crisis, but as a standard of safety. I'm urging the board to be transparent, proactive, and to take steps necessary to protect our schools. Our students and teachers and families deserve better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Contreras. That's it. All righty. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you guys joining us and sharing your concerns and your thoughts with us tonight. We will take those into deep consideration as we're planning to move forward. At this time, I'd like to ask for authorization for committees to meet.
So moved.
Ms. Stevens, Ms. Maloof, all in favor? Okay, motion passes. I would like you to notice our next upcoming meeting dates. November 19th, it's a little early due to Thanksgiving break. We will have our work session and called board meeting at 6 p.m. And then we will have our regular board meeting for December on December 3rd, 2024. If there is nothing else to discuss before the board, we're adjourned. You guys have a good night.